Hey, it's Brandon from the Gmod Gman here. I am playing a game called Stanley Parable. Um, I am not sure what it's about. I have not even looked into what it's about. But, yeah, I think, but from what I've heard about it, I've heard very little. I am going to put it on hard. That is what they tell me to put it on, so let's do this. Start game. Start new game. Here we go. Sounds like lots of fun. Don't worry, I'm not like Privyet and cut you off at the cutscenes, so if there are any cutscenes, I will not cut you off.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
Oh. Well, I guess that's my cue then. I guess I'm walking out into the hallway.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. The thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
So interesting in there. What if I wanted to work in there?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I? Okay, I'll go to the left. Maybe I'll do another episode to where I go to the right.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
Gosh, just open for me, why don't you? I am so sorry about the lag. E. I will press all the
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I guess I'll do another episode where I just do everything wrong.
Entering his manager's office, Stan was once again stunned.
I am so
To
sorry.
discover it's not an indication of any human life. It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy and a little sick, and even thought he might pass out when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner of his boss's office.
Oh, would you look at that?
Stanley had never seen this panel before and had no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result. In fact, only Stanley's boss knew this, since the panel withheld access to the boss's greatest darkest secret. And so he had assigned the keypad a combination that only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college. 19557.
I thought I didn't know
But of
that.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, I guess I don't. I gotta walk out. Where else do I go? Oh dear God.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code
I'm
by
so
sheer
sorry.
luck. Amazing. Stanley ventured forth into the newly opened passageway. As he drew deeper into the bowels of the building, Stanley had no idea where he was or what this place held.
What does this
And
place
just as he
hold?
began to think he might not discover a thing, he emerged into a long room to find rows and rows of monitors. Screens with a number above it. Stanley noticed, however, that these were not random numbers, but the number of employees who worked in the building, his co-workers. Even his own number, 427, had a place on the wall. But why a setup so elaborate, he asked. Was this simple surveillance, or
Why
something
setup so
something
elaborate?
even more?
Was this
And
simple
as if in
surveillance
answer
or
to his
something
question,
more?
the wall slid open before him,
Okay.
revealing the ultimate truth of the situation.
God, something's happening. Whoa. Is this Black Mesa?
An enormous control panel, Stanley discovered, but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labeled with emotions: happy, sad. Levers and knobs controlled actions: walking, eating, doing work, or watching TV. Every input on this device monitored not the functions of a machine, but of a human being.
Oh my God.
And the reality began to sink in. Stanley, like so many other people, reduced to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee number 427 was content with his boring job? That a machine had altered his emotions to accept it blindly? He began to feel an unbridled rage. At the peak of his anger, something happened. A spark. Stanley looked up and saw the generator overhead, still providing some small amount of power to the machine, keeping it alive. And knowing that this generator was all that kept the controls running, Stanley moved to the ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
What would happen if I pressed this button? Okay.
The higher Stanley climbed, the closer he felt to freedom,
This is
the
just like
further
Black
from
Mesa.
enslavement.
I guess this is one of my choices. Engage or disable. Okay. Well, this is a hard decision. I could be happy with the job for the rest of my life. Or I could disable it, hate my job, probably lose my job, and go homeless, probably be a male prostitute. Yeah, that sounds good.
blackness, power gone, all alone. And then... As he stepped through the door into the fresh outside air, a feeling of liberation rushed through Stanley's body. He had seen power, he had seen enslavement, and he had destroyed it. The underling was in control now. He had found his leading role. Stanley never discovered why everyone had gone missing, nor how and when he had come under the machine's control. Didn't upset him terribly, because he knew that this was how things were meant to happen. All he felt was a delight unlike any he had ever known before. Never again would he follow someone else's orders without question. Never again would anyone tell Stanley where to go, what to do, or how to feel. No more bosses, no more instructions on a screen. Stanley decides for himself now. And he stepped out into the world.
I see what he did
and
there.
He felt the cool breeze upon his skin. And Stanley was happy.
He was just trying to get me to listen to him. Do what he said. That was the whole point in the game. Oh. He messed me up. That's not fair. Oh well, I'm a male prostitute now, so who cares? Sounds good. Hey guys, I'm back.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers.
Oh, okay.
He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Oh gosh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I refuse.
This was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right direction. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Maybe this is why everyone had left. No one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him. And since he was walking in the middle of nowhere and thus ruining the entire story, Stanley decided that he would punish himself. So when he came to the elevator and the doors opened, he stepped inside and pushed the button to go up.
I'm gonna press the down button.
Oh, Stanley. You know, you really aren't going anywhere, and I don't say that deceitfully. I truthfully mean that there isn't a story down here. The story was back up where I told you to go in the first place. Right now, you're just running around looking at empty halls. And frankly, that's perhaps even more infuriating for me. So why don't you throw me a bone, give me a chance, and just let me tell the story I want to tell,
So now I'm just walking around in empty halls.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Walked through the red door? Oh, I don't think that's possible, but, you know, I'm just gonna make him happy and go next to the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
This is great.
You see? It's nothing. No one's even built this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. It's just a bunch of skybox and dev wall textures. That's it. Is this what you were looking for? Was it worth ruining the story I'd written out for you?
Oh.
I put a lot of time into that, and now you... Well, here you are now, just looking at nothing. To think that that's all I needed to make in the first place, just a whole lot of nothing, and you would have been happy. Well, hey, you still need a little something to do. Am I right? Here, let me load up another map. See if there's something in here that'll keep you occupied. Ah, here's one. Let's boot this up. We'll see if you like it.
Oh God. What is the loading? There's only one level. I'm scared. There's only one level. I'm sorry, Mr. Narrator, ma'am. I'm sorry. Just take me back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we gonna go play Gary's mod? That sounds fun right now. Can we play Gary's mod? This GM construct. Oh, am I playing Half-Life 2? I'm playing Half-Life 2, aren't I?
Well, Stanley, is this any better? I don't know why it would be. This map wasn't even made for you. At least I created a world specifically with you in mind. I wanted to make you a leading man. This one, well, I'm afraid you're on your own there.
I'm not gonna pick up the can, watch. I'm not gonna pick up the can.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
No,
he probably only got his job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That, or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hookers or drugs? Hey, look, it's me. How's it going, me? Why are all these doors already open? They can open even farther? That's great. Good job. Good job, Barney.
Hold up, Sport. I spent so long talking about you. Why don't we just take a break from that and talk about something else for a change? Let's see. Well, according to Wikipedia, more than 90% of the night sharks caught off northeastern Brazil contain mercury concentrations higher than that considered safe by the local government. Now, this is fascinating. Don't you want to know more about the night sharks? Oh, no, of course not. All you want to hear about is yourself, isn't it? Well, fine. You haven't listened to me once so far. I can't expect you to turn that around now, can I?
Did that door open? Yikes. Oh, I can't jump. No flashlight. Not anything like Gordon Freeman. This isn't right. That's not... Ew.
Is this the end of the line? I don't suppose this was a particularly fulfilling experience for you, considering not a single art aspect in this map was created with you in mind. But hey, you're a creative kid. I bet you...
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
Oh, God. Oh, God. My suitcase. God dang it. I'm the G-Man. I'm the G-Man, aren't I? I knew it. I knew it all along. Ooh. Let's go left. Now let's go right. Let's go left again. Wait for the elevator. There's no... Oh.
It's sad, I know, but all stories must come to an end. Of course, they say it's the journey that truly matters and not the destination, and I like that idea. To think we might value the paths we walk as much as the places they lead us. Now, I don't know what sort of story you've ciphered out of that world you've made for yourself, but I hope that being the leading man was everything it's cracked up to be. I know it can be a little hard getting around without someone looking over your shoulder, but this is simply the nature of freedom. Besides, I haven't really gone anywhere. Maybe you don't want a guide, but I think I'll always have a place here at the end of every story. I'll step in and wrap things up with a nice piece of dialogue and a reflection on life that makes sense of whatever path you've chosen to walk. And for now, I'm happy to be the destination instead of the journey. But only for now.
I win. Yay. Now I'm gonna walk down the stairs. I'm gonna walk down the stairs. Alright guys, that was fun. I'm gonna do part 3, and I'll talk to you guys later.